All right, so we got King Meexh. What's up with you?
What up, though?
Tell me a little bit about yourself, growing up in Pontiac and how that was.
For me, growing up in Pontiac, it was, when I was a kid, it was fun. Like, for real. Like, before, like, you realize, hey, ain't nobody really got it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was fun. Like, I don't know, where I grew up off Baldwin, off Poplar Street. But all my friends was on Home Street. So when we was kids, we should just be having fun for real. Just doing whatever we thought was fun. Shit, playing hide go seek at night, hooping all the time, playing football and shit, playing sports. Shit for real, just whatever was fun. Playing curbs outside, just bullshitting, sitting on somebody's porch, just hanging out, talking all night. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of shit. That's how it was for real, just having fun. We used to get in the bullshit, fighting and shit like that, like everybody, but we thought it was fun type shit. We wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. It was fun though, for real. Growing up, I had a lot of fun. I seen a lot of stuff probably shouldn't have seen, but I had a lot of fun though, overall. But it was like rough out there though at the same time.
What kind of things were you exposed to at an early age?
I mean, like in Pontiac growing up, like I realized that like we seen a lot of shit that was normal to us wasn't normal to everybody else. You know what I mean? Like when I was growing up, like a lot of my family, you know what I'm saying? A lot of my family was in the streets. Like when I was growing up, like people talk about role models. You know what I'm saying? Like who did you look up? Who do people look up to? Like it wasn't really nothing to look up to. Like you thought football was cool. Outside of that, you looked at like shit, who was getting money and shit. Like them was the people that you thought like who was cool, you know what I'm saying? Who was riding in cool cars, like that was who you looked up to, you know what I'm saying? And like in hindsight, if I'm answering your question right, like that's what I mean by like you just see a lot, you see people fighting, you see people, people get shot, people houses get broken in, all type of shit go on, and it's normal. Like you taught, like you see it going, it's so normal that you don't realize that shit ain't, you know what I'm saying? And it's not shit that you really should be seeing when you that young and really should be exposed to when you that young, you know what I'm saying? Like where I grew up at, like it's the streets. Yeah, heavier drug activity. Hell yeah. When I was a kid, like a lot of people, like all the older people were selling drugs and shit. So it was always like a lot of like crackheads and stuff and prostitutes, which out there, like where I grew up at, like the prostitutes smoke crack. Like they went in, you know what I'm saying, was on the strip and, go do whatever they do for the bread, and then they take that bread and go buy some crack. It wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, it's some place like you go to Vegas, it's different, you know what I'm saying? Like the prostitutes is different than the prostitutes where I grew up, you know what I mean? So like it was like you seen a lot of that. You seen crackheads fighting with each other over nothing, you know what I'm saying, randomly, you know what I'm saying? You just see all type of just crazy shit that like you see on movies and shit, but really was like rare. It was normal type shit, you know what I'm saying? And it was like to me, it was a lot. Seeing all of that stuff I wasn't affected by seeing it because I was used to seeing it forever. So that's what I mean when I say about just seeing a lot of shit that you want, you know what I'm saying, probably shouldn't have seen when you was young. You probably shouldn't have seen, people hanging on the block selling dope, or you know what I'm saying, people getting in the bullshit, or fucking I remember one of my vivid memories of a crackhead when I was young was, well, I shouldn't say a crackhead, but a head, but I remember a chick was mad at another chick because she owed her some money, and this bitch just started fucking smashing her face on the cement, just like, cause she ain't had shit to pay her back with. Like, what you want me to do? If she just yelling, what you want me to do? What you want me to do? Fuck you and that boy, bitch. I don't care about you. I bust my own face type shit. Scraping her face on the cement. We over there like, what the fuck? We kids, like that shit crazy, you know what I'm saying? But like we laughed about